Incredible work, Jenny. You've really captured the essence of creative advertising and the principle of marketing.
Wow, and that design is flawless. Congrats, you're the winner. Stop! Have you considered budgeting based on wants versus needs?
I'm so hungry, but I have nothing left in my wallet. How did this happen?
Uh-oh, looks like Ella didn't budget her money well. But what if she had? Let's rewind and take a look.
If Ella had planned her finances better, she could have made sure her basic needs, like food, were covered first, then used any leftover money for her business and personal wants, like shopping.
Welcome back to your third Enspire session. We are so excited to be back. My name is Sean.
My name is Adriana.
My name is Kate.
And my name is Devesh.
And we are your Enspire experts for today.
Hi everyone! I'm so excited to see you again as well. Now that I have my marketing strategies figured out from last month, I'm really struggling with my finances and would love to learn more about it.
Then Enspire has the perfect workshop for you. Today we will be covering financial literacy as well as how to manage your personal and business finances.
We have many things in store today, so let's quickly go over the schedule.
First, we'll start with a quick icebreaker, followed by learning what money is and how it's used. Then we'll learn about personal and business finance, and finally, we'll end the workshop with a super fun game, Money Bingo.
Sounds awesome! I'm ready to get started.
Let's first warm up by playing Name That Bill. In this game, we will quiz you on your Canadian currency knowledge. Let's get started. So, our first question is, what color is a $5 bill? Pause the video to think, and play the video once you have an answer.
The correct answer is blue. Alright, next question. What animal is on the toonie? Pause the video to think and play the video once you have an answer.
The correct answer is a polar bear. And our last question, was there ever a $1,000 bill issued in Canada? Pause the video to think and play the video once you have an answer.
The correct answer is true. Great job, everyone.
Now, why is financial literacy important? It helps us understand what money is, how it's earned, and how it's used. This foundational knowledge is important for your future's financial decisions. It teaches us the importance of budgeting and saving. Learning to manage your allowance or savings early on can lead to better financial habits in adulthood.
It also helps us differentiate between wants and needs, leading to smarter spending decisions. We can also learn to start planning and saving for our future goals, like college or special purchases, maybe a car, which provides a sense of responsibility and long-term planning. Finally, it teaches us about the dangers of debt and the importance of living within our means to prevent poor financial decisions later in life, such as accumulation of unnecessary debt.
It seems that money is involved in everything we do, but what truly is it?
A simple definition is money is any item or medium of exchange that symbolizes a perceived value. We most commonly see it being used during the exchange of goods or services, but it can be used for so much more than that.
Money can be used in 4 main ways. First, you can borrow money. Borrowing money is when a person or business is lent money, usually by a bank, over a period of time. Secondly, you can spend money, which is probably the most common. Businesses spend money to make more money, either by improving their products and services or reaching more customers.
Saving money is our third way to use money, and it is one of the most important skills for personal and business finance. Businesses typically save money to plan for larger capital investments, like moving to a larger office space or buying nicer equipment. Finally, we have investing. Investing is a way of having your money work for you. Businesses and individuals invest money in order to raise more over time.
Looks like I will have to borrow money from the bank to get my business started, and also save some money on my own and invest it back into my business.
If you go to the bank, Ella, you can usually set up 2 accounts, checking and saving accounts. The checking account is like a pocket where you keep money for spending. A saving account is a type of bank account where you can store your money safely and earn a little interest over time. Interest is kind of like extra money the bank pays you for a certain balance in your account.
I also recently heard of a term called inflation. I was wondering what that means.
Good question. It basically means that money available now is worth more than the same amount in the future, due to the potential earning capacity and inflation. This particularly is important to understand, as inflation or deflation is something that will always affect our world. So we will learn more about this soon.
For example, $1,000 today is more beneficial than the same amount in the future because of inflation. Inflation refers to the general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing power of money over time. In simple terms, $1 today can buy more than it can in the future because of inflation, and things are getting more expensive.
Okay, got it. I wonder if I would rather receive $1,000 today or sometime in the future. What do you think? Pause the video and discuss as a class.
Many other items increase in value over time and are considered investments. Think about examples like land, furniture, and jewelry. All of these can be profitable investments because of reasons like inflation or how rare they are.
Since you know about inflation, it is also important to teach you about opportunity costs. Opportunity cost is the value of the next best option you give up when making a choice. It's important in decision making as it considers what you have gained by choosing differently, affecting money, growth, and personal satisfaction.
For instance, if you decide to spend money on a vacation, the opportunity cost is what you could have gained if you had invested that money or used it for other expenses or savings. Instead, maybe you could have saved that money for investing in your paper food packaging business.
Now, let's compare personal finance and business finance.
Personal finance involves managing an individual's or a family's budget, savings, and investments, and concentrating on achieving personal financial goals like buying a house, saving for retirement, or managing debt. Business finance deals with managing money and planning for the financial needs of a company, focusing on investments, profits, and growth strategies.
Let's talk about personal finance first. This involves distinguishing your wants and needs to better manage your expenses. Wants are things you would like but can live without. Needs are necessities, things you can't live without.
Okay, so there are a few items I'm hoping to buy this week, but I'm wondering if they're a want or a need. Make sure to pause the video after each item to make your guess. Okay, so the first one is food. What do we think?
Food is a need for sure.
Right, because I can't live without it. Okay. So next one is a pet snake. What are you thinking?
I think a pet snake is just a want. You don't need a pet snake.
Oh, okay, you're right. Next I'm thinking a Nintendo Switch.
I also think that's a want. You don't really need it to survive.
Right. Next is water. What are you thinking?
Water? That's a tough one. Okay, that's definitely a need.
You're so right. And the last thing on my list is candy.
I think candy should just be an occasional sweet treat for you.
Okay, thanks everyone for helping me.
Here's a tip to help you, Ella. We call it the fundamental budgeting rule. This is a common savings method using the 50-30-20 rule. It suggests allocating 50% of your income to necessities, like rent and groceries, 30% to wants, like entertainment and dining out, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. This helps in creating a balanced budget while ensuring consistent savings.
Cool! I will definitely use it to make sure I have enough to repay my loan from the bank I took out to start my business.
Now let's talk about business finance. I'm sure, Ella, you are thinking, what is the most effective way to spend your business's money? This thought occurs in bigger companies as well. The decisions of businesses on where to spend impact the entire company, its employees, and its clients. They could spend money on products and services, maybe market research, training employees, or advertising. Making these choices requires lots of strategic planning.
For business finance, here are 3 concepts that you need to know that would affect your financial decisions. These are stakeholders, shareholders, and scarcity. A stakeholder is anyone with an interest or concern in a business or project, like employees, customers, investors, or the community who can impact or be affected by the organization's actions.
A shareholder is a person or entity that owns shares in a company, give them a stake in its ownership and often a right to vote on company decisions. Scarcity refers to the limited availability of resources, meaning there's not enough to meet all wants and needs.
There's also something called the profit equation that I think that you will use a lot at lab. To calculate profit, you have to subtract your expenses from your revenues. Your revenue is the amount of money that you earn from selling your product or service, and your expenses are your costs.
I see. So let's say my friend Pippa, who owns a bakery called Pippa's Pies, sells 53 pies for the cost of $20 each, with the following expenses. Ingredients expense, $200 per day. Employee expense, $175 per day. Packaging expense, $50 per day. Utilities expense, $120 per day. And marketing expense, which is $100 per day. What would she make? Pause the video and discuss as a class.
So Peppa would have $1,060 in revenue minus $645 in expenses, leaving her with $415 in profit.
Wow, that is quite a bit of information.
Yes, but we are glad you mentioned this because we are going to be playing Rumble Please Money Bingo. Start by making a 4x4 table and fill in each of the 16 squares with one of the terms below.
There will be definitions of the terms you learned displayed on the screen. Pause the video to match the term with the definition on your bingo sheet. Once you identify the item, cross off that term on your bingo sheet and press play to check your answers. You win the game if you identify all the terms correctly and get an X on your sheet like this. Are you ready? Let's start.
Definition 1. Anyone with an interest or concern in a business or project, like employees, customers, or investors, or the community, who can affect or be affected by organizations' actions. The answer is stakeholders. Definition 2. When a person or business is lent money, usually by a bank, over a period of time. The answer is borrowing. Definition 3. The value of the next best option you give up when making a choice. The answer is opportunity cost. Definition 4. The budgeting rule suggests you allocate this much percent of your income to your necessities. The answer is 50%. Definition 5. An account where you keep money for spending. The answer is checking account. Definition 6. The budgeting rule suggests you allocate this much percentage of your income to your wants. The answer is 30%. Definition 7. Things you like but can live without. The answer is wants. Definition 8. A person or entity that owns shares in a company, giving them a stake in its ownership and often a right to vote on company decisions. The answer is shareholders. Definition 9. A type of bank account where you can store your money safely and earn interest over time. The answer is savings account. Definition 10. Deals with managing money and planning for the financial needs of a company, focusing on investments, profits, and growth strategies. The answer is business finance. Definition 11. The budgeting rule suggests you allocate this much percentage of your income to your savings and debt repayment. The answer is 20%. Definition 12. Refers to the general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing power of money over time. The answer is inflation. Definition 13. Refers to the limited availability of resources, meaning there's not enough to meet all wants and needs. The answer is scarcity. Definition 14 involves managing an individual's or a family's budget, savings, and investments, such as saving for retirement or managing debt. The answer is personal finance. Definition 15. Extra money the bank pays you to maintain the balance in your account. The answer is interest. Definition 16. Things you cannot live without. The answer is needs.
And with that, it's time to use everything you learned from this workshop for your December Learning Challenge.
The December Learning Challenge is where you will be launching your own co-brand.
We want you to think about what you've learned from this video about costs and revenue. For this month's Learning Challenge, you'll put your skills to the test and see what impact your business decisions can have on profit.
You'll be completing this challenge on the template provided in the Learning Challenge document. On the template, you will make 5 financial decisions for your clothing business.
Be careful to follow the instructions in the template. Make sure to only type in the yellow boxes. If you type somewhere else, it might break the template. You'll see an error message, and you will need to start all over again.
Once you have completed all of your decisions, answer the 4 big think questions on the first page and the final question on the second page by typing in the yellow boxes. You can see a summary of your results on the Results and Questions page. Make sure you finalize your decisions and you have no error or #value messages. Once you've finished with the spreadsheet and answered all of the questions, it's time to submit your work. Here's how to do it. BC Schools, send your project as a PowerPoint or PDF to your teacher using this file name. Teacher name _ student name _ WKSP3.
And for Ontario and Alberta schools, submit your project using the Google form provided, and make sure your file is shared with the setting anyone with this link can view.
Your learning challenge will be evaluated based on creativity, critical thinking, detail, and presentation. Our Inspire program team will review all the submissions and announce the learning challenge prize winners within a few weeks.
So what are you all waiting for? Let's get to launching our own co-brands. We can't wait to see all your submissions.
Actually, I could get this. Or I can invest the money back into my business and make a bigger impact. No thanks. It's amazing what a few smart decisions can do. a little budgeting definitely goes a long way. Thanks, Enspire!